What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Into My GT Entertainment, and I am Joel. Nice to see you on this lovely Sunday. It's nice and cool outside, and just makes me think of doing some work to good old WASP today. And being with the cooling aspect in air, we are going to be working on the air intake to this car. We have received the K&N Typhoon air filter kit, which is the cold air intake for the new Mustangs here in good old WASP. It's gonna be able to breathe a little bit better now. So we're gonna go ahead and get that unboxed and show you what is coming with the kit, the tools that you need, and go ahead and do the install. So we'll see you in a second. Alright, before we start on that, I have a couple of things I need to get off my chest, and we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So, work-wise, still unemployed. I haven't really started, got my resume and everything straight, but we're going to start sending that out here shortly. The cars are doing fine. Got good old Electra out here out in the front. No issues with her right now. Got Nightwing, Jeep Wagon, Minion, Cindy's car. You got Stormy in the truck up here. Sorry for the wind. It is kind of breezy today, but as you can see, there's not a cloud in the sky. Sorry, like nature. Anyway, but we're going to do a lot of stuff to this truck. I know a lot of y'all don't tune in for this type of content, but I would really appreciate it if y'all come in, take a look at what I'm doing to this. I've already done a little bit to it. We have tinted the windows. I have changed out the headlights. I have put in last fit LEDs in the fog lights, so it's changed the whole outlook to the way that this truck is doing. I have done the tonneau cover, and like I said, there's a couple other little things that I need to do to this truck. I do have the under the cab kick. It's a little pedal that comes out through here, so for short people like me, you'll be able to get into the bed. I got that coming. New rails, step rails that are going to go on this truck. I don't like these. I reached out to my friends out in Romick. They have sent me a kit, and they're actually their new kit with adjustable rails, so that way you can adjust them to either be at the top of the cab or all the way down, however your step and feel for the truck. But we'll get into that once we get there. And I do have the leather seat covers, same ones that Derek uses. So we're going to be doing a little bit of work on this truck, and I would greatly appreciate y'all signing in, taking a look at what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm unemployed, so every little bit helps right now. So enough with the truck. We're going to be going back inside and working on WASP. So for those of y'all new to my channel, this is WASP, my 2024 Mustang GT Premium Performance Pack with the night package on it. I have done a little bit of work to it so far. We got some Belgian wheels, 20 by 11s in the rear, 20 by 10s in the front, running 315s in the rear and 285s in the front. I have cooked long tube headers, a Steeda H pipe. Also have the windows blacked out, as you can see. Other than that, got the JLT catch can, or the JL now, excuse me, catch can. Other than that, there hasn't been much done to her. She's pretty stout the way she is. I was going to put a blower on her, but you know, the whole work thing came about, and that kind of put me in a different spot. So I went with a different direction. We're going ahead and we're doing the cold air intake. We're doing the K&N version of it. JLT does not have one yet, or SMB, whoever makes it now, does not have a cold air intake for it yet. I think they're in the middle of doing their pre-orders, and it won't come out till fall. So that's why I went ahead with this. They're guaranteeing, you know, 18 more horsepower, blah blah blah. I don't know. The car is still not tunable. So everything that I put on this car has been done without a tune. So for the most part, no check engine lights. Everything's working the way it's supposed to. Every little bit I feel better in my dyno, but you know, for the most part, I can't tell you what the horsepower is at the moment and what's going on. But for y'all that want to know, this is the part number for the Typhoon, and we'll go ahead and unbox it now and take a look and we'll see what we got. All right, everyone, so here is the mess that comes out the box. You have the filter shields up, the couplers that go on the filter shields, the gaskets that go on the bottom of the pan and around to give you a seal, the intake tubes, directions, and the bag of hardware with some super glue for the gaskets, and also the 2 filters that needed for the install. What you'll need on this is a ratchet, an extension, a 7mm, an 8mm, a 10mm, a T20 Torx head, which is right there. You have to get a 2.5 and a 4mm Allen wrench, which we'll get to those once I get them. Need that part. And then a set of pliers and a cutter. So I'm also brought this out to make things a little faster. So, but for the most part, this is everything that comes in it, and they give you a horsepower guarantee. You can pause on that if you want to read it, and then they give you a dyno sheet which shows you the gains off of this with no running off the stock, and with no addeds, no nothing, just adding this on, and that's what they ran. So there you go, proof's in the pudding, I guess. So we'll see what we get. Okay, so what we need to start off with, we need to unplug the PVC lines off of here on both sides. So what we got to do, there's a little tab. Oh, let me find it. Oh no. Right here, all you do is push it in and it pops off. And then this one over here, the little pull up on the bottom, pull it up, and then it's hard to do with one hand sometimes, and pull it out. And that is step 2 and 3. Step 1 tells you to disconnect the battery, and then if you have a radio with the programmer, blah 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 blah. Again, you can pause to read that. But that is stage 1 here, and then we're going to go ahead and start taking the boxes out, or loosen them up anyway. This is the first bolt you need to do. You need to undo it from this section right here, which will come up. Oh, I didn't loosen it enough yet. Almost there. There you go. We'll come up and we'll release this tank from the actual throttle body. Excuse me, the filter housing. While you're in here doing that work, you want to pop off the little compression pin that sits here, and then pull this tab up, and then release the electronics off your map sensor. You have two, since you have 2 throttle bodies, so do the same over here, and then pull them off. move that out of your way so it doesn't get messed up. So that will kind of clear out everything that's attached to your intake at the moment. So let's move on to the next step. Alright, the next step in our adventure is to loosen the clamps that hold the box in, and then again make sure that all your stuff is disconnected. And at this particular moment you should be able to lift out this piece on the driver's side, and as you can see, it came right on out, no issues. And there it is in my hand. And you will be removing that, which is a mass air sensor, which is why you need the T20 Torx heads, and replacing those over to your new section at some point. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the ground and work on what we need to work on next. Alright, what you got to do on the passenger side, there's a bolt down there that you also have to take out. And then there's a relay. This relay right here sits in right here. And it's a little compression pin right here that you have to push forward and then lift up. So that'll get this out the way right now. Just move it so you don't harm it anywhere, and just get it out your way right there. And then what you did over there, you just pull this out, set it aside. Alright, the reason why you have to get that out the way, if you see this grommet right here, it sits under, and then you have the relay sitting right there. So that's why they want you to move out the way, so you can have some leverage to push this back a little bit and to get it out. As you can see, it is all out now, and we're moving on to the next step. Looks kind of funny right now, huh? Okay everybody, our next step is to add the couplers to the actual frame. I started doing this one. There are two different sides, and then it doesn't really tell you in the directions, but you need to line up where your mass air meter is going to go, because it could be either up here or down here. So with mine, I'll show you when you dummy it in the car. It's going to go under there as such, but I wanted the throttle body at the top, not at the bottom, so it makes it easier to get to. So I'm going to go ahead and move the throttle body over now. I mean the mass air meter. I meant throttle body's there. Sorry, I make mistakes. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move the mass air meter and have the mass air meter where we need it to be. Okay, so now you can see that the air mass meter is put in, and that's what it looks like on the casing itself. Now don't fret, you can only put these in one way. If you put it in backwards, the holes won't line up, and you don't need to go He-Man tight on it. You just need it to get it snug. So there you go, and we'll move over to the next step. Alright, so I got both of the cases set up now the way they need to be. Now the next step is to cut the weather stripping out. And what the weather stripping is going to be for is when these are going to be open boxes now, so they're going to seal up to the hood, so that way it keeps the hot air out of the cold air intake. That is the purpose of it. So what you have to do, it brings two long weather strippings, one right here, and this one that I already cut because it told me to. It was a 61 inch piece that you need to cut down to 25, which is there, and then 30, I think 36, which is here. So it left about yay much you had to trim off, and now you got an even side. What you got to do now is go around that outside of the casing with the weather stripping, and they leave you some glue if you need to use it. I think the glue for itself is for these parts right here, but when we get around to it, we'll see what we have to use that glue for. Let me go ahead and put those on. All right everybody, now that you see I got the seal on, And you had to cut it. It's kind of a weird, and I watched a couple other videos, and some of them don't even put the seal on there because it's just a pain. But anyway, we got the seal on, and then in the box you get 2 of these, which will give you a place to screw in or to lay down the side. Your bolt goes here, but this will be an open spot, so you have your grommet there, which you take off your factory air box, and then you add it back over here to this hole right here, because if not, it's just open. And now we can put in the driver's side air box. All right, once you have it in there, you can put back your factory bolt, which I've already done. It's back there, and as you can see, that gives you the plug down, and this is back into where it needs to be. So this concludes this side of it. Now we're going to go over to the passenger side and do probably much the same thing. All right, now we're doing the passenger side. We had another strip that we had to cut, so we had to cut it 24 on one side and 32 on the other, which is cut already. Same type of deal with the grommet that you saw on the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and get this put on now, and we'll see you in a second. Less pieces means we're getting close. All right, everybody, so now we have this side all sealed up and ready to go. What I've noticed with the directions on this, they're giving you a lot of extra slack. I had to cut that part off of that to make it fit, because I don't know if they're using it as going across here, but you can't go across there, you know what I mean, unless you want to like seal every little thing, which I think is just a little overkill. And then on this one that you didn't have on the other is a pass-through. It's a 4-inch piece that you got to cut, which again, that is the piece. It was a little longer. I had to trim that up a little bit to make it fit a little snugger. That's what the glue is for, but I find that I don't need it. It's in there pretty good. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So from this aspect, we go ahead and put it back in the car, and the grommet's already in there from like what we did with the first one. So let me go ahead and get this side in. All right, we got the other side back in, and just wanted to show you the relay goes back through it. That's what that pass-through was. So that way it's out of the way of everything and back to where it was supposed to be. Filter will go here, and so on and so on. So we are getting to the point where we're starting to put everything back together. So I just wanted y'all to see, once I get done, those cylinders that come out of here, I thought they were faux plastic, whatever, but they're actually metal. So my question to y'all is, should I leave it this gray, or should maybe accent it with the yellow and then have it with the yellow coming out the snouts into the boxes? Let me know in the comments what y'all think, and we'll go from there. So for me, I have to find someone to paint it, and I already did the install, so it's going to be down for a bit, but I do have extra cars to drive, so it won't be that big of a deal. So let me know what y'all think about that, having it as the same body color. It's coming along nicely. As you can see, everything is where it needs to be. The next step is this line right here that is right there. We need to pull that out. There's a longer hose that's going to take over this, so we need to go ahead and take care of that. And the hose looks like this over here. So we'll go ahead and get that off. So this is the hose right here. What I ended up doing, these fittings stay in pretty tight. You're not going to reuse this hose right here, so I just put a little slit on the top just to get the grommet out, and then the other one goes on the other part that you took off. So let's go put that in, see what it looks like. All right, everybody, we're at the point now where we're putting the couplers on. So you have a big side and a small side. Guess what side goes on what, right? So the big side goes on the actual tubing, and then the smaller reducer side goes towards the pipes. So it's an 8mm, so don't over tighten, just tighten. Now we're installing our boots, which are these. Now, as you see, I got that one already on. I don't have it tightened yet, but I just wanted to show y'all. You don't want to ring it in with the boot. You want to put it on first. And I know this seems kind of different. You want to put it in first and then set up your boot, because you have this little lip, and with the boot and that clamp on, it will not pass over that, at least not easily, versus, you know, doing something like that, and then you can put the boot clamp from the back side on it as such, and now you have it in there. So just food for thought, so you don't try to overdo it. And there you go, they are nice and snug. Tried to keep them even, so we're almost at the end of it. All right, everybody, so now we have all the clamps just sitting in their respective areas. This one I was trying to put on backwards for whatever reason, so we're going to head and do it that way and this way, and then have them all where you want to go. And now we can put the intake tubing in. We'll start on the driver's side and then do the passenger side. Okay, so as you can see, we got our one side in. The bands are tight. Goes over to your PCV, and it's nice and snug, nothing's in the way. And then you can go ahead and reconnect and make sure your white clip is in. And this just kind of hangs now, it doesn't have a home, but that's one side, so let me go ahead and do the other. All right, now that we have that done, all we got to do is get our air filters in. So I'm going to go ahead. As you can see, things are nice and snug, nothing moves, so it is definitely a nice product. The welds, well, you know, I didn't weld it, so you know, it is what it is. They're not the best welds, but you know, if we do end up painting it, maybe I could get them to sand it down a little bit and do whatever, make it look a little prettier. But for the most part, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and get these filters in, and we'll see you in a sec. Okay, everybody, she is now finished. Got the filters in, everything is tightened up. The filters are a little tight to get in there. You just cram them in there, you'll eventually get it ready to go. But yeah, that is what she looks like. We'll go ahead and give her a start up, see if anything has changed noise wise. So tell me what y'all think. There's a debate in the family, yellow or keeping it this color, or maybe having it all black would have been good. That way I could have kept the yellow and black. I don't know, we'll have to see what happens. We'll get little wasps put on here. No, we won't do that, but anyway, we'll see you in a sec. All right, everybody, that is the install. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It does look pretty good, and it does sound a little louder. Again, working on that volume, I guess, I don't know, but I'm gonna take it for a little drive here in a little bit and give y'all the drive to see if I feel any difference in it. Like I said, it says it gives you 18 horsepower, you know, but without a tune, I think that's pretty decent just to get that. And they have a dyno sheet of where I showed y'all earlier that they do dyno these cars after putting the stock intake off of it and putting this one back on. It opens it up quite a bit. So we're pushing the limits of not doing it between the headers and whatever. We're actually making some improvements with it. So but let me take that drive and I'll let you know how it goes. All right, everybody, that is the video for today. I did take it on a quick little drive. I didn't video it. It is definitely a little peppier. Like I said, it's just a little bit more responsive. So like I said, my butt dyno says it's a little quicker, but you know, I don't know exactly if it did anything or it might just be kind of a thing. So there it is. It's all complete. I'll let you know more so down the road what I'm going to do with it. Like I said, I don't know if I want to go ahead and paint these yellow or not. Like I said, I kind of like the way they look at the moment. They give a little bit of a contrast inside the motor compartment. So like I said, if you like this type of video, just let me know. I don't know when I'll be able to do any more work on this particular car. Like I said, I got quite a few things for the truck, little things, big things, all sorts of things. So that seems to be the new thing that I have going on at the moment. And again, thanks to Romic for giving me a hookup on that truck. I'll show you that stuff when I start installing it. Other than that, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. Any comments you need to ask me, drop them in, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me. But they hate from inside, you see, hate themselves in society. So I let them speak quietly while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen, oh the